early season, whitetails spend only a few hours of every day on their feet, mostly feeding. Find the food and you'll find the deer. Find their favorite food and that job becomes even easier. About the time most hunting seasons begin, whitetails are going through a dietary transition, switching from high-protein plants to high-calorie carbohydrates to fatten up for winter. Where available, that means hard and soft mast, nuts and fruits, and grains. Acorns are equal parts health food and candy for whitetails. While they're rich enough in fiber and protein to sustain a herd through a long, hard winter, they're so tasty that even farm country deer will ignore sprawling fields of easy groceries to dine on newly fallen acorns. The key is to find the acorns deer prefer. According to research, where they occur, acorns are the most preferred natural food of white-tailed deer. Botanists lump all oak species into two general groups, white and red. White oak acorns tend to contain fewer tannins, making them sweeter. They also tend to drop earlier. Where both types occur, deer generally keen on white oak acorns first, then switch to reds later. Start by focusing on oaks with good exposure to the sun, as they tend to produce bumper crops. Also look for acorns that drop without caps, because those with caps tend to be wormy or rotten inside. And, of course, look for nearby feeding and buck sign. Put it all together, and you'll have a great shot at tagging an early season giant. Hunting around crops can be tough in the early season. Late fall and early winter are times when corn really shines as deer food and cover. But in the right conditions, it can be an early season game changer. Many farmers harvest high-moisture corn for livestock feed, and this harvest almost always occurs in early fall, before cobs have dried to acceptable levels for market. If you see this early harvest occurring, jump on the action, as deer will almost follow a combine into a field to sample the leftovers. Deer may overlook hard, dry soybeans in the early season, until a prolonged rain softens them up. Deer, especially bucks it seems, love to browse on the leaves when they're still green. And of course later, when the pods ripen, deer will fight each other to feast on just the leavings from a combine. Where trees are scarce, you may have to improvise and set up a ground blind along a hedgerow. Recent research suggests that soft mast, like apples, persimmons, and berries, may be far more important as an early season food source than anyone ever imagined. Deer are uncanny in their ability to find and eat foods that are good for them, but they're also heat-seeking missiles for stuff that just plain tastes good. Apples don't provide a ton of nutrition for whitetails, but when they start hitting the ground, it's like scattering chocolate bars in front of school kids. The absolute best apple tree scenario is a tree or two dropping fruit near an abandoned farmstead. While northern and Midwest deer hunters are largely ignorant of the persimmon's charm, southern whitetailers recognize them as top-shelf, early-season deer candy. There must be many other early-season deer foods. If you know more, leave a message to me.